Cool. Thank you. Bye. Chat. Hello. Hello. Full cam. Yeah. We're doing some desk work today. We are doing some research for there's Chandler, there's Lucas, Nick's in the back working. We need to figure out how to do underwater cams for the reef tank and for Georgie's cam, something that's way better than we've done before. So Lucas was like, you need to get that done yesterday. So we got to finish that today. And then I got a bunch of other stuff I got to do later today. But yeah, Georgie underwater cam, reef tank underwater cam. I just don't know what we can do. So because of that, I'm crowdsourcing. And that works out most of the time for us. So let's just jump into it. Just dip the camera and hope for the best. Yeah, for sure. So, access.com. Wait, Lucas, can fish see IR? Chat, can fish see IR light? There have to be people who already have aquarium live streams. Yes, but I want it to look better than what they've done. Carp possess photoreceptor cells sensitive to near infrared wavelengths along. Okay. Ways camps for my tank. Extended periods of time playing around with night vision settings and realized for a bit of research the fish they can see infrared. Fish can? I don't know. Can I get like some research papers on this? And I'll take chat's opinion on this too. How fish see infrared. How fish see Human Frontier Science Program. This looks reasonably legit. I would say yeah. Ask ChatGPT for papers. Is that acceptable these days to do that on stream? I don't think from a sign. Nope, I probably shouldn't. AI knows everything? Absolutely not. Supercharges their ability to see infrared light. Submarine up in ocean inland waters do more than swim upstream to navigate the murkiness freshwater streams and reach a spawn spot. The fish have evolved a means to enhance their ability to see infrared light. Humans lack. Okay. Fish can see infrared light. We're just going to say that. Just to play it safe, because it looks like it. So that means this got a lot easier, a lot smaller of a camera. So products. Now we're going to look for the cameras. Georgie can see infrared. We know that. So I wouldn't want to blast the reef tank with infrared. Like the reef tank would have infrared and Georgie would still be able to see it. So we're not going to do that. It has not. Okay. So I want to do, what are these specialty cams these days? Two-way audio. We don't need to talk to anybody. That's cool though. Thermal cameras. Yes, we want some thermal cameras. Let's just see how much this costs. All right, let me make sure I'm not going to leak anything. PH photo doesn't pull up my location. No. $700 for this thermal unit. I mean, that's not terrible. Have you ever considered Ubiquity cams? Yes, I use them for security cams, but they're not good for streaming. Well, I tried them out 3 years ago for streaming. They were awful. So, ooh, we'll look at those cams. Aren't fish cold? I can still measure temperature differences. I was just curious. I've always wanted a good use case for thermal cameras, but I've only ever found one at the time. Also, they're expensive. Like if you want a really nice like PTZ thermal camera here, it's going to cost you $14,000. What about GoPro? They don't do well long-term live stream, but they do good for short-term live streams. According to National Geographic, mosquitoes, vampire bats, bedbugs, some snakes, and beetle species can use a portion of the infrared spectrum for vision. Rhino friend, hello. Thermal cameras to see whinnies, farts, and burps. That would be a good use case. Okay. Let's go back to our cameras. All right, I've been really liking the modular cameras for like Georgie's use case because like he's hardly ever gonna go there. I'd probably just reuse the camera that we had there, which is a standard. I call it a pinhole camera. Granted, that's an actual pinhole camera. Actually, what is a pinhole? What does a view of a pinhole camera look like, though? Okay. Cool. Okay, I've used that one. It's okay. You have to like set the focus for that one. Any updates on solar? Waiting for permits to get approved. We are going to have a camera on the solar panels, though. I think I can... I'll do a solar update here in a second. Let me see what this pinhole... I think I can show you guys our roof. Yeah, I don't see why I couldn't show you our roof. Show you what we're doing. Okay, this is not showing me anything. I wanted to see the views between pinhole and the other thing. Any updates on pasture, Mike? Yeah. It came in. And push pop Mike. Had to order parts. But it's still going to be a minute for pasture, just so you know. We got a full rework on it. And new camera and stuff like that. So. Let me pull up the roof stuff without leaking it. It's going to be in Discord. Having a drone is awesome. I don't think I'm leaking anything by doing this. If not, I'll lose my job. I mean, you guys are going to see the top of the roof anyway, and like we're going to do a video on it and stuff like that. So, all right, anything I can leak. That's going to, okay. All right, leaked. Okay. So what we have done here, there's still some work to be done on it. So the trees have been trimmed back. Yeah, it's a roof for sure. Yeah, crazy. We've changed up a few things that we're doing with the roof. So our main roof here, this is a HQ. You can't even see my freaking mouse. Settings. How do I get it to where you guys can see my mouse in Discord? There's got to be a way to allow that to be shown. I think it was turned off. Roof isn't symmetric. Oh, it's just the way the camera angle is. Okay. I need a freaking mouse. Show, I don't know. Draw on it, yeah. Draw. Where's my drawing setting? Paint. Okay. All right. So this is where a majority of the panels are going to go here and here. So, and then we've got to put like a handful over here, which is not a terrible spot. It's not the ideal spot. So originally we had this bad boy right here. We had another vent popping out of here. So that took out a spot for like 1 to 2 panels here. And this took out a spot for a panel here. So we did, yes, we're talking about solar. So what we did is we moved the access point over to this side of the roof. So it gave us one more spot here for solar, because this is high value solar right here. So it opened up for one spot there, and then we moved that vent and connected it to that vent. So it's just like a gas vent for like sewer and stuff. Why not also on the white roof? Oh, yeah, we're going to do that as well. So opened up a spot for 2 to 3 more panels to be put in here. We've got to patch this right there. They just matched those, and we got to patch that. So they're going to fix that. They repaired some damage there, and then that's just excess like sealant that I spilled. Oh. Nope. Hello. Grab tool. Nope. That's not going to do it either. Okay. There's my grab tool. So the other part, white roof's carport. We reinforced it to be able to hold the load of a bunch of solar panels. We're loading it up with solar as well. And then we trim back these trees here. We're trying to save this oak. I think we can. It's a little bit lower than this roof, a little bit higher than that roof, the carport roof. So it's the way that the sun hits it, it doesn't seem to affect it. And we're trying to, Caleb on the work there. Yeah, Caleb did help reinforce it. I may have missed it. Are you going to trim the trees and the carport, or are you going to put panels there? Do both. We're going to put panels here and here. We have to put like 3 panels here to get to our max, or to our targeted kilowatt hours. So, permits have been submitted for. We've had to do a ton of stuff. Like there's a lot of extra stuff that we've had to do, because we've got propane generator now here too. It's just, a lot of work. So, we're set to have that go, and we signed the contract before the tariffs hit. So, that price is not changing on us, thankfully. All right. So that was the solar update. Are there any other updates that you want before I dive back into the reef aquarium cams? What do you guys think of the push pop enclosure? You like it? I need to put that PTZ camera in there today, in the inside spot. Will you lads be streaming roof content? Yeah, I think we will. Push pops loves it. Push pops having a good time. How is the Moby hole coming? One day at a time. Push pop palace. When does the wall come down? The Aquila wall, if that's what you're talking about, like letting Aquila in. Are you guys going to do a time out enrichment for Stompy? Because I see sometimes he can get overwhelmed with the rest of residents. I can't. So we can't let Stompy out of the pasture because he'll eat metal things and he'll die because he's dumb. We've got some plans for future things. When it comes to Stompy, I cannot leak those because it's not official yet. But we've got some stuff in the works for Stompy. Some cool stuff. No brain cells detected. Yeah. Rude. It's rude but true. Yeah. Lucas is really elevating how we're building things, so it's great. Love push pops enclosure for sure. And I got some irrigation in there. It's wonderful. The wall that you speak of with Aquila. Also, Nick's working on the pasture feeder right now. Wave to him, Nick. There you go. The wall for Aquila. So Talk to the vets. After neuter, Aquila can still be viable sperm up to 4 freaking weeks. Generally 2 weeks, but it's been known to have 4 weeks. So we've set on our calendar in 4 weeks, which is I think the 1st of next month. That wall comes down. We'll let Aquila and Awa go nose to nose through the fence, and then after that, it's up to the animal care staff to, figure out when they're going to do the introduction. So it's a freaking process, guys. It's a freaking process. But once he's in there, he's good to go. We just don't want any babies. So it's really cool. Rams, Reef, Fio the Bart. Bring that up here in a few minutes. 4 weeks. Yeah, it's just taking forever. So we're just really being very diligent when it comes to Aquila. We're about to swap him. We just spent so much time swapping up diets for him too. He's going on a completely different diet to like get him through these like runny poops that he has. What type of procedure was it? He had done castration. Yeah, castration. His testicles right here. Balls. Aquila balls. People think that's weird. I don't know. It's not that weird. The vets were like, yeah, keep it. Not the jar. It's a little weird. All right, I got to swap to my chair because, Nick, this ball is pulling my hair out of my legs.
It's pulling your hair?
Yeah, it's pulling my hair.
There's a lot of balls.
Yeah.
There's at least 5 balls. Okay.
I've been sitting on the yoga ball, but it's pulling my hair on my legs. So. Is in formaldehyde? Yes. Keep them from education? Yes. Okay, that's way better. All right. Was there any other questions before moving on and just solely focusing on reef cams? Has anyone gotten those from the vet before? Balls? We've had some balls in our day. Will they very long like museum specimens? Yeah, they should. All right, we're getting out of the questions. We're gonna talk reef stuff, okay? Reef stuff. Okay. I don't pinholes a 91 field of view. That might look weird underwater. I don't know. So this is what Georgie's underwater enclosure looked like. Oh, that's even wider. Okay, we're going with that. We don't need pinhole. Oops. Yeah, we're not doing pinhole. And I already have one of these. It's about the same. Well, hold on. Make sure I'm not being stupid. All right, the only advantage of this pinhole camera is it's a smaller form factor, which might work out for us too. I like that smaller form factor. So the issue with Georgie's current underwater cam is this cable comes out of the back, and I've got to like bend it up into the box to come out of the box out of the top. So it puts this weird strain on the cable versus the cable's already popping down right there, and I can just easily build it. I don't know. What's the price difference here? Since it's all indoor, what stops us from using USB cam in a small capture box? True. This is $400. I mean, USB would need this is a network camera. I'd prefer a network camera though. So it just fits into our system. Otherwise we'd need to run it to like a computer or a capture box and like run it through that. So does the cable break when you connect it to network since it's underwater? So right now it's in a Pelican box. Small. Yeah, so it's in like one of these, which is just bulky. And like, I don't need that much space, but this is the smallest one I could find. What are some aquarium? Let's see, aquarium live streams. See what Monterey Bay is doing. I'm sure most of it's like on the outside of the enclosure because that's just easier. Yeah, it's like no way to tell what this is. Yeah, I think like $100 pies that do USB-C, captured RTMP and such. I'm just curious if it would, you know, just not be as reliable as like the access cams. Oh, there's a guy. See, this is easy because like it's just on the outside looking in. I mean, is that the way to go? Are we putting the camera above water? So the camera could be above water or like on the outside of the reef tank, but I think it would be cool to put it inside. Rams Reefs. Got an ad on it. I'll swap it over when there's not an ad. Explore.org or Explore. Earth Cam. Interesting. That one looks like it's underwater. That one's above water. Depends on how murky the water gets, yeah. Inside would probably also get a lot of condensation, I assume. Not too bad, really. I put it outside since he doesn't splash, at least. So Georgie's going to have a like up top camera, but then one underwater as well. Okay, so here is the reef cam. We'll get to the actual reef cam in a second. I would do Georgie underwater first because the reef cam I want to do a PTZ. And I have an idea for that one. So Monterey Bay. Yeah, let's look at those. That one's buffering. Open sea cam. That's cool. It's just, I mean, this one looks like it's in a box. You can see once the edges. The top left, you can see it's kind of like shrouding over it. So, oh, that's not underwater because I just saw someone's flash. Yeah, that's so easy just to put it on the outside. I mean, why put it in there and, you know, make it harder than you need to, you know? Penguin cam? Hello, play. Would you want to disinfect the cam for Georgie since the situation is a little complicated because it can't carry infectious disease? Would you disinfect? We would disinfect the box, yeah, but like once it's in there, it's kind of like in a sterile environment. So right now, the camera is put inside like one of these like Pelican boxes. They're like waterproof. So let's see how to install an underwater camera. Water live. This is such a niche question too.
This is a real B&H.
That's so loud. I'm so sorry. You want to see the otters? Let's see. See otter cams. Sorry, underwater cameras is using GoPro cameras. Weird. Otters. Otters are cute. I mean, you can stream from a GoPro, but like, it's just, I don't know. I specialize in you know, camera installs and stuff like that, and like I've always wanted to see stuff. I just never spent the time, you know, seeing what's out there. But I've never been impressed with what I've seen. What I have seen is like for some, yeah, it's just on the outside. Let's see, Manatee live stream setup. I've seen them, yeah, do this before. But like that's gigantic for what I'm trying to do. What do our DSLR and cinema camera shoots versus use spash bags versus the case? Not sure. You'll use, yeah. Okay. We gotta like really zoom in here. So it's an Axis camera. They just took they made their own custom housing on it. It's a good way to do it. Georgia Aquarium, I know Georgia Aquarium well. It's just on the outside. They don't set them in there really. I mean, these are like good views. I mean, this is cool. Explore.org. I mean, I know the person that made these, and he was like, they're okay. I mean, those are good shots. Will the housing take away a lot of Georgie's space? No. That's a bad website. That's what we're trying to not get to. I want to do something smaller for him.
Want to live stream underwater scenarios like this to Facebook, YouTube, or anywhere else? Well, in today's video, we're going to show you how you can live stream underwater scenario with Linovation.
Go to your local aquarium and see what they use. I've been a lot that, like, I can see what they use, like at other aquariums, but like I'd have to talk to someone to figure it out. So
Underwater CCTV camera fits to YouTube
but we can win.
by using free open source broadcasting software OBS. Alright, so now let's get which you can be purchased from Linovation online store or Amazon. What you need to do first is build an RTSP URL, which will be required in later steps, and the IP address of your camera, which you can find on your camera app or web client. The RTSP URL.
All right. Well, like I'm interested in the gear. I mean, he just made his own housing.
Most people have no clue that in 2024, the best way to make money with Amazon is not with physical products.
Hi there. This is a setup video for the barless underwater IP camera for the English market. These cameras are made out of 304 stainless steel and are designed to be able to handle both freshwater and saltwater continuously. These cameras are IP68 rated, which means they are protected from total ingress of dust and water for long-term immersion up to a specified pressure. The specific camera that I'm using is rated for 15 meters or 49.2 feet continuously. They also use a corrosion-resistant, anti-stretch, and abrasion-resistant underwater cable that can handle over 170 pounds of pulling power against it. There's various lengths of cables to choose from, or the company can make custom length cables for you. Most of these cameras have infrared light bulbs to light up the scene at night in black and white. During the day, they will be color. The company also sells the 316L camera, which has both infrared for night vision lights, and it also has white LED lights, which are controllable in the software based on the time of day. One with a windshield wiper, which
I just want Axis cameras. Underwater thrusters. I think these are Chinese too, so they're like super expensive nowadays.
which will clean off the lens momentarily. Okay, these cameras are powered by a 12 volt and 2 amp power network, And the gray cable here is now supplying electricity and data to the camera.
Yep, PoE injector.
Camera with no wires into the house. Like I said, this is an advanced option, but here is
Wi-Fi bridge. Yep.
okay. Click on what you named it, and then click on add device.
UI.
Inside here, we want to do an IP search, and as long as your camera is powered up and plugged into...
I can't. It's functional and clean. Underwater camera. There we go. Just put that in Georgie's enclosure. I want to keep it all in access. Underwater camera. IP camera. Underwater video monitor. Ooh, I need that. Windows 7 UI. What's wrong with the Windows 3.11 interface? Products. Explosion protective devices. You can, can I get an underwater one though? How much is this? Explosion protection, PTZ camera. Only $1,000? That's not bad. That's crazy. Suitable for marine and industrial applications. What do you mean by marine? Made of electro-polished stainless steel. Quarter mount supports of 330 pounds. Is suitable for onshore, offshore, marine, and heavy industrial environments. Does it mean I can put you in water? Smoke alert and technical specifications. IP66, 67, IP68 ratings. I mean, that's IP. These are massive. Have a stick. I'm just curious. I'm just going down a rabbit hole. IP6. What is that? How can you have 3 different IP ratings? Water resistant, water resistant. Yeah, I don't trust that. I don't think you can submerge them. You need IPX7 or higher for immersion. Noted. Okay. IP68 is submersible. Huh. Okay. I'm going to make notes on that. I need 68. Give me 1 second. Chandler, those trees good?
Yeah.
All already planted?
Yeah, they're already planted.
That was fast. You water them?
Sick. What?
You water them?
Yeah. We
Damn.
watered them both for like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's next up on your list? There's the chickens, or you can stain the wood on the decks.
What about the zip ties?
Yeah. Oh, that was fast.
Stain the wood where?
All this cut wood, this unstained wood on these 2 decks here. We just need to stain them that same color. Sick. Chandler's killing it. Everybody's been killing it too. All right, I need IP67, IP68. Sorry, IP68. So let me look. I'm not going very deep. IP68 case. You know? What's our size on this? Oh, you're not going to tell me. Oh, here we go. 4. I need a tape measure. 808's IP68. Maybe. Okay, so 4.5 by 4.5 by 2.5 depth. It's gonna be a little tight on the. I think I can make that work though. I think I can make that work. I've got the penetration. I know how to deal with the penetrations and keep it good. If this is actually it, then this will be good. Please don't be super loud. 1.5-minute video on your case.
Polycase's NEMA-rated ML series of watertight enclosures are designed for outdoor electronics applications.
Watertight.
The ML series is UL listed to UL 508A type 1, 2, 4, 4X,
Yep.
12,
Sure.
and 13
I know
specifications.
exactly what those are.
The ML series is molded from light gray UV stabilized polycarbonate. A clear, distortion-free cover is available as an alternative to the light gray cover option. The cover hosts a recessed area with a smooth finish, which makes it perfect for applications requiring membrane keypads or graphic overlays. The form-fitting silicone gasket makes the ML series ideal for use in a wide range of environmental conditions. Additional features include molded-on surface mounting flanges, plastic mounting bosses, and brass inserts for cover on-off convenience. Internal mounting panels and cable glands are available as accessories for the ML series. Cable glands are required to maintain the NEMA 4X rating where cables enter or exit the enclosure. And remember, at Polycase we print and machine all our enclosures to give you the perfect customized box. It's just one more way that Polycase is your perfect fit. Visit our quick quote tab at polycase.com to generate a quote instantly for these value-added services.
Interesting. Yeah, no, the seal is really bad on these. The seal is really bad on these. I use similar ones on my project. Let me see if I have one of these gaskets somewhere for pics. It's not going to work. It looks promising. How much are they? $20 to try? It's not the worst. I don't hate it though. There's not that, honestly, it's not going to be that much water pressure on it. Just add a lot of silicone. Yeah, true. All right, we'll leave that as an option. I need a clear one. Don't need iPhone cases. GIS projects. Someone mentioned during show and tell data. Is that something that'd be useful? I think eventually, yes. We're not quite at the spot where we need a bunch of GSI data, but I'll let you know. Thank you. I could see it happening in the future. I'm just not sure when that future is. Appreciate it. Closest NEMA rating is 6 by 6P equivalent to IP67. There's no IP68 equivalent. IP68. Submersible. Submersible clear case. I don't want iPhones. What is this? Ooh, what PJE Web says. Yes. Perfect. Interesting. It has a lock on it. How big is it? It's got to be pretty big. Overall depth. That might work for the reef tank. Like, let's call it 5.5. So 5.5 inches deep. I think that could fit the PTZ camera, I'm thinking. Oh, the PTZ's gonna be a little weird. Granger is the GOAT. I do love Granger. I like looking at their magazines. This is the only magazine I look at. Okay. Overall length 7, 8 inches almost. That's kind of long. I don't need that kind of width. Oh, that's way too skinny width-wise. Here's an article about underwater cameras for Olympics. Custom housing. Oh. The robotics camera integrated by characterized by simplicity of deployment. An Ethernet cable is needed to allow the interface of the robotic system. Then the photojournalist at AP could fully control the camera system remotely, including shutter, focus, zoom, and more. That's cool. Huh. Interesting. Oh, add some silica gel packs inside to prevent fog. Yeah. Georgie is the easiest one. If I want to add a PTZ, it might be easier to do outside PTZ, but we'll see. Approved vendor, universal thermostat guard, snap on. All right, this does... Can I fully submerge this, though? I don't think... I mean, that's just slightly too big. Do we have something slightly smaller? These are all alarm guards. Waterproof box. See-through. Okay, McMasters. Do love some McMasters. Corrosion resistant washdown enclosures, see-through enclosures, washdown. I need submersible enclosures, see-through covers. These are $10. Includes circuit board slots, internal mounting bosses. Huh. Huh. McMaster is pretty sick. This might work. Can I get a picture? Product details. These have the same terrible seals. Maybe better in the US. Here where I live, the seals are DOA. Interesting. Outdoor submersible. Product details. God, I feel like it'd be hard for these seals to be that bad, but I mean, it could be. IP68, NEMA 4X, NEMA 6P, polycarbonate plastic. I mean, it's worth giving it a shot. Before I put a camera in there, I'm gonna like test it. So for what are these? $20? I think it's worth a test. Polycase as well. Yeah, I was looking at them earlier. Polycase also looks good. Test them. Made in the US. I'm not gonna do hinged ones, the screwed out ones. I know for those, we got to do a specific torque rating for them, because if you over torque them, you're gonna have water be able to flood in, like blow through the seal. So I know I'd have to look at the torque value. I do have a giant torque wrench. I'd have to get a smaller torque wrench. And I would need to make sure it all comes with how I'm supposed to torque it. I tried making LED panels for my local track, died in the first storm due to liquid damage. Damn. What would you think about Sea Life or Miyoki cases? Sea Life case. It wouldn't be able to unless. Yeah, it's not gonna be able to fit what I want to fit, I'm sure, because I need custom for these. Not that. For these type of cameras, stuff like that. Sea life case or yeah, like they're specifically form factored for specific cameras. They probably don't do IP cameras. Sony, Fuji, Panasonic, Olympus, Canon, Nikon, video camera housing. Yeah, it just wouldn't fit what we're looking for here. Okay. I think this is a good place to start. So for Georgie, this solves my problem for Georgie. One of these. And I can make it look really good. A lot smaller, and I can give Lucas dimensions of where I want to put it, and that way he can build it for that. So I can order that today. Ask Linus Tech Tips. Dan would know. I would love to ask Linus Tech Tips. Would be cool. All right, the other thing is, all right, Reef tank. Georgie, done. I got 2 products I'm going to try. I'm going to look at his old camera. We're going to repurpose it. Once used aluminum halogen floodlights, case of screws on sealed glass in front of the door once, and they don't even sell those kind of lamps anymore. It's all LED. Yeah. All right, Georgie, done. Up next, the Reef tank. I think an outside camera, super easy because I can put it on one of those tracks on there. We can move it around, and we can give different views. We could do a nicer PTZ on it, but I'm worried it's just going to distort things. So I don't want to just have like it be super distorted, and I want you guys in the enclosure because that is a unique view. You can look at a reef tank from the outside, no problem. You can go to an aquarium, but when can you get inside, you know? When can you drive a little yellow submarine around and control it? Yes, we're going to look at that next. So PTZ wise, I think I'm going to use a small one. Let's pull up. But it has to be, I got to figure out the right spot for it. So true. They always kick me out when I get in the tanks at the aquarium. Yeah. GUI. Hello. The front of the reef tank is curved. Yes. There's just like no optimal spot to put, like you need a few cameras for it. And I don't really want to do that. PTZ. Or are those? I think it's a modular camera actually. Modular PTZ. No. No. But what if we do kind of like a camera system like we did for the chins to get multiple views in the reef tank? No, that's just too many cables going in there. Are you worried about temp at all or just water protection? Just water protection, not worried about temp. Some PTZs, these won't need airflow. They're very small and compact. And the water is going, salt water, is going to be at a constant temperature. And we have heaters and refrigerators for the water temp. So it's going to be at a constant temp. So as it pulls, it'll put the heat into the water and we'll cycle it through. We won't hurt the fish. Where is... I don't even remember what PTZs I got before. Specialty cameras, maybe? Clicking through here very fast. Sorry, I just know the website. I'm on here all the freaking time. Except I just don't remember which one this is. It's gotta be under PTZ. Oh, here we go. Yeah. palm size PTZ camera with 5x optical zoom. Palm size optical zoom with zoom and wireless IO. I don't know which one I have. I don't know if that really matters. One's 12x digital. So palm sized. The interior might be a hard view. Does Axis not waterproof cases themselves? No. I've asked them about it, and they're like, no, but if you figure it out, let me know. I'll send all the clients that ask us about waterproof case to you, Connor. I'm like, no, I'm good for right now. Maybe one day. So palm sized. I would just need like a fully clear. I would need like the dome to stick. Okay, depending on where I put it, I could mount this whole thing, the camera. I could have the dome pop out of the water sealed area, and I can do a proper like aquarium silicone around the edge. And that dome itself can handle all that water, and it can just sit inside the water there. Depending on how far down I put it, because like pressure is an issue, but I can't put it too far down unless we have it looking up, but looking up looks kind of dumb. Looking down, I don't know. Feeder's done. Nick says feeder's done. I'll have it installed in 5 minutes. For Winnie. Yeah.
Maybe the bot set up, but I was able to activate it.
Oh, okay. Echo and Nick have been working on a new feeder system, and I say they're 90% done. He's over there cheesing like you're committing me to things I didn't talk about. All right, well, just zoom in here. What's up with this canvas size? What's with this new paint? How do I change it? Oh, here we go. No, I want to change the... We now expect the feeder by this weekend, Connor. You're welcome. Did you ever find the set screw? Yeah, we found it in the fucking between the wood. Okay. How do I change the pixel size on this paint? This is so dumb. New. Eden Envy, thank you so much for the 15 months. There we go. Let's go 1,000 by 1,000. Sure. All right. Here is said reef tank. Here are said rock features. Reef tank. Rocks. So I can just drag the corner. That's nice. I didn't know that. I don't use paint all that much. Okay. So if we do a camera down here, you'd have to flip it upside down, and then it would have to look up. And that might look really dumb. Like, they make custom camera housing. Oh. Interesting. All right, I'm going to save that for later. I'm going to look into that. Looking up, and you're just going to see fish bellies the whole time. So that's out of the question. So we're not going to do it down there because it's just not a good view. So my pressure issue is kind of gone. Like, you're going to maybe get a camera like right here. I just don't know how they're gonna use it too. Like we can see everything there. There's gonna be no marine life. I don't know what animals are going in there right now. There might be marine life on the sand. Maybe we start with an outside camera and then just have it move to where we want it to move, and then we put one in there later. I don't know. Side view is best for fish. I don't think it'd be terribly hard to drop this PTZ in here. I'll have extra little tiny PTZ I could put in there, and that's not too pressure intensive. And you kind of get like a top-down view. I mean, we could move it a side view, but we're going to limit our top range. I mean, we could do like that, where the camera don't know. That's gonna look. Here's how it actually look. So that's like that's not to scale. So this camera can only see here. You can see all this below it, but you're like missing all this up here. Blue robotics cameras. Low light HD USB camera. Interesting. For ROVs. That's an interesting thought. All right, I'm gonna leave that for later as well. I mean, we can move it around too. Cause like if we did do the top view, that's like way easier, but like that's just not gonna be as good. Yeah, I mean, I'll have to like figure it out, but I don't mind having a little PTZ camera in there for that. I put it on the front facing. I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Why can't you turn it sideways? If you turn it, hello, rotate. Nope. If you turn it, I mean, I can try it turning it this way. It just might look really stupid for stream. Maybe not. I don't know. That'd be more ideal. But you might get some weird proportional looks. We'll give it a try. I guess I got some ideas to brainstorm. I just need to take the camera in there and like place a dummy one while there's no water and zoom it around. Underwater ROV, tiny ROV. But like I think a really tiny one, like fish tank remote control submarine. With a camera. I could just like put a camera on one of those. Prove you're a human. I don't know what a car looks like. It's a truck. Those are cars. This music's not by... It's the Stream Beats by Harris Heller. It is DMCA though. DMCA free. Excuse me. Clicking on sketchy links on Reddit. Okay, site can't be found. Hacked. I don't know. I was at an aquarium, and you could control one of these. It was really cool. I had a camera on it. You pay like $5 to control it, and I'm like, I bet we could do a chat controlled one. The Blue Robotics.
Which enclosure is that for?
Reef tank. Kind of great. They specialize in tiny ones. Blue boat, uncrewed surface vessel. Yeah, these are big. How big is that? All right. Or is it small? Huge. Never mind. Blue boat. Surface vessel. This is all like research stuff too. I mean, I could reach out to him. Jeez, I got a lot going on here. Cameras. That's what we looked at earlier. Interesting. AZA. See if anything pops up with that.
A rescue helicopter fallen into the river in Lego City. Hey, build a man.
What am I watching?
To the rescue. Prepare the lifeline and make the rescue. The new emergency collection from Lego City.
Check this thing out. I actually had a submarine like this when I was a kid, but because of nostalgia's sake and I was bored, I bought another one. This video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. So this sink is actually really small, but we got a really big fish tank. Huge thanks to ExpressVPN for making it possible for us to get such a large fish tank for this video.
Thanks, ExpressVPN.
So you may have heard of a VPN, but you might not know how it works.
How they work is actually pretty cool. When you're on your computer, you're going to be sending packets of information to the website you're trying to access. So let's imagine that this submarine is your data. These packets are going to have your passwords. Data will travel through the internet encrypted until it reaches.
Find out how you can get 3 months free by going to Shipping. They have different styles of operation. This one is a 3-channel submarine. It actually has a dive motor, so it forces itself underwater, and then it has differential throttle for steering. Also, some of these are an experiment to see how I'm going to build my micro submarine. This one is a 3-channel submarine as well, except this one has a piston inside of it, so it adjusts its buoyancy by compressing air and then uncompressing air to get the sub to go up and down. Which is actually really cool, because this is close to a real submarine. And this piece of crap is a 2-channel submarine. This, unfortunately, is what we're going to be building, because the IR receivers I'm planning to use, if they work correctly, are going to be the simplest and smallest operation here. So this one works by actually angling the motors down, so it wants to float all the time. When you give it gas, it pulls itself underwater, and when you let go, it comes up, and you just do this cycle over and over and over to keep it underwater. So it's not very elegant looking, but it is technically a submarine. But we are actually going to make a submarine even smaller. I'm going to try to make the world's smallest RC submarine. This is an infrared helicopter. It's $5.99. We're going to try to make this a submarine. Alright, now that it flies, I'm going to coat the flight controller in epoxy because I would normally use corrosion next, but I don't want to kill my fish or damage my fish tank ecosystem. And then we're going to put it in the water and see if this thing actually works underwater. So it looks like it's working. It's coated in epoxy. Here comes the test.
Crazy.
So let's try this. I'm going to perch the helicopter right here. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, it can't fly out of water, but it does work.
DJI can fly out of water. That's crazy.
That is cool.
Bro's ahead of his time here. It's 5 years ago.
Our submarine is done. It is clearly not that small. But I am just going to test the IR capabilities of this $5.99 helicopter parts into a mini sub. It's actually 3 channels too, so it's similar to this, but the weird thing about it though is when I advance the throttle, then I have control of pitch, which is this little rear rotor here. So hopefully advancing throttles gets the sub moving, and then controlling pitch here dives the submarine and, you know, makes it come up and all that. Because this is dynamically diving, it's not statically diving. So I need to shake a little bit of the air out. The canopy has a little bit of air inside of it. It needs a little bit of foam to keep it afloat. All right. Okay, well that works.
That's pretty cool.
That answers that question. Yes, it works really okay. Okay, steering kind of sucks, but that's kind of expected.
You don't have reverse.
I don't have reverse, so I have to wait for it to just kind of float around, and I can steer some. Wow, that works really good. Alright, here's going up. So it does go up, but it needs a little bit more room. This is actually a little bit too small to play with something like this, but I'm just testing the IR capabilities of using these things underwater. I'm sure it would have worked just fine, but I just wanted to play around and make a submarine.
I mean, that's pretty cool. You'd want to like make sure the propellers, you want to put covers on them so you don't hit a fish. I don't even know if there's any fish in there right now. Doesn't look like it. Which is smart.
IR actually works great because it's operating, I forget what wavelength infrared light is, but it's definitely capable of going through glass and into the water. I actually will release the STLs for this if you guys want to build this. It's actually kind of straightforward. If you've seen the paper airplane video I did in the past, or the blimp I did in the past, it uses these flight controllers from these helicopters, and that's actually
cool.
A real easy way to kind of put all the parts in something like this.
Huh.
So you want to do that, we're going to do that, but we need to build the small submarine now, so we're going to do that.
We just did some soldering today.
Check this out. So I've taken the receiver and I've shrunk in the stuff. I've kind of removed the stock battery, put a connector on it, shrunk the IR receiver head part down so it's smaller, and shrunken those wire lengths. Let's plug it in and make sure it still works. Yeah, look at that. I already got the CAD file designed last night and sent that over to my friend Chad, who's printing it out of resin because my normal 3D printers kind of suck at this. They don't print high resolution stuff. Now I have an idea. Legos have been part of my childhood and probably a lot of other millennials, so they've been making these dumb memes where they take the rescue helicopter and put it in the river to search rescue helicopter Lego City meme. It's really stupid. I've shamefully laughed at that a lot more than I have at other things. But I saw this one where they inversed it, where a rescue helicopter falls in the river, and it's stupid. You've seen it in the beginning of the video. I'm not going to explain it any further. But I'm going to basically take this Lego minifig and turn him into Submarine, because I love this kind of humor and it's trash and I love it. Probably just going to hot glue this onto the backside and then glue the motors to his arms.
Okay.
And I think I'll have the world's smallest Lego submarine. Before I can attach these to this, I need to make propellers, and I can't use the full-size ones because they're just too big. They'll overload the power, so I have to reduce these to a smaller size.
That's tiny.
That should be good enough for our submarine.
Huh.
Enhance. Enhance some more.
It's a cool way to like show that.
We need to see if he floats first. Yes, he sinks. That's not gonna work in my favor. So I'm gonna have to add some flotation to him.
Bro just puts the battery and everything in there.
Let me try something. Where's the, give me the controller. Try. Oh my god, he's a good tip. That's so cool.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, okay, yeah, we gotta do this, we gotta do this.
Oh, okay, nice.
The Lego minifig is now a submarine. Quick, throw him in the river. It's like a dip. Alright.
Okay. What kind of project is this for? Reef tank. I want chat to be able to control a submarine.
We're gonna go. Oh no! Now the problem is the battery has separated from his little oxygen tanks. So now he just does this and digs dirt. So I added another piece of foam to him. This is like a 2-channel submarine, so I only have the motor speeds on 1 and 2 sides. So
all right, I gotta get past this.
To pull him down. So now we have this clear vertical stabilizer.
All right, let's watch him rescue. Fishies.
Get out of the way. After the submarine.
All right. Is there anything else I can glean from this for my project? I think he's just having fun. It's a huge submarine. It's pretty efficient.
Check it out. What do you think, Sam?
That's actually pretty cool.
It's definitely really small, really hard to drive, but it definitely does submarine. So I think I have one more thing. I have a bit of a challenge between me and Sam. So I'm going to set up an obstacle course in the tank, and then we're going to see who's...
All right, I don't need an obstacle course. Okay. That's... I would need to do some sort of Wi-Fi camera. Battery's going to last forever. I could have a cable on it. We just got to make sure it doesn't get tangled. I don't know. It's a hard one. I'm not exactly sure how to run this exactly. I'm gonna have to talk with the team, but we're starting that process. I at least want an underwater camera there. Maybe we do an outside camera. I don't know. It's just something that I've been really interested in doing, and the reef tank is just big enough, I think, to be able to house that. I need to see when they finish up the hardscape, so all the rocks, what that leaves us with. But you know, it's a start. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump off here. I'm gonna go work on Push Pop's cam and a few other things. So you guys will see me around on stream. But I got some really good ideas. I'm gonna order some stuff off stream for the Georgie underwater cam. So we'll give that a shot. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I'll see you guys very shortly.